Have you ever felt emotions just build up inside your body and it's just a random thing you think, but possibly could it be something that's been stored in your body and every time you experience it, your body wants to release it. This is a signal in your body that it's time to let it go. Well, many of us store emotional stress without even knowing. It is so deep inside of us that sometimes it takes more than talk therapy to get them out, possibly some movement, possibly whatever it is. Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson will probably have the tool. I call her Inspector Gadget because she always has a tool for just about everything. And just recently, Dr. Michelle, and by the way, if you have not heard from her yet, we've done lots of classes, but if this is your first time in the classroom, just know that Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson is a mind-body medicine expert, as well as recall healing, as well as all these other modalities. And so today she's going to be talking about how these trapped energies could be released with a new tool that she's discovered, and it's called Human Garage. And she's going to share how these maneuvers can change your life. And so get your paper, get your pencils, get ready to expand your mind because we're going to learn and grow together.
And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here waiting for you.
Hi, my name is Lily McDermott, and I am a certified life coach. I am a certified holistic cancer coach and the host of the Lillian McDermott radio show. If this is your first time in the classroom, as I said before, if this is your first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go when you need a friend. It is my mission to share natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening and viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. As I mentioned, Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson hasn't just been an incredible teacher in the classroom. She is also someone I look to, I respect, and I call a beautiful friend, my little sister, my little hermana. And so today we are going to be talking about human garage maneuvers. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Well, it exists. And if it's something that's out there that's going to help release emotions or trauma, Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson knows all about it. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am grateful that Dr. Michelle is here to do just that. Welcome back to the classroom. It's been so forever since I've seen you, it seems like.
It does feel like forever. And then the beautiful thing about friendship is that we just pick up right where we leave off. And it's so
Don't you
fun
know?
to be
Yes.
back in the classroom and to be sharing these amazing tools that just one more tool because we know that not everything works for everything. Nothing is a panacea. And so we say in recall healing, we say we got to keep going and growing. And so I'm a firm believer in that.
Yes. It is so important that we know our bodies. And that connection, like this is a trigger and that's a trigger and that's a trigger and you're triggering me. You're doing the triggering. It's your fault that you're triggering me. When in reality, in all the classes that we've done in the past, and I have lost count of how many we've done. I should have a playlist just for Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson. If we were to totally take ownership of ourselves, which is what this classroom is about. It's not about you, it's about my ownership in my own life, along with the Creator, God, Jesus Christ, who is a part of me. You know, that I can, if I create all things, if I take ownership for everything, then I can tailor it to my life and create something different and new. And so I am just so grateful that you're here to discuss yet another tool that you discovered. So, how did you discover and share a little bit about your mind body medicine and how you discovered human garage and human garage maneuvers?
Okay. So it's almost been 20 years
Wow.
that I have been in mind body medicine, which is so amazing to me. It started in grad school when I was becoming a psychologist. And I was like, when I was taking biopsychology and health psychology, it was like, oh, this is kind of what I was thinking that it was all about, we hear stress causes this and stress causes that, but it's very stress specific. And at the same time, my aunt was diagnosed with a breast cancer. And so we kind of learned about that, and that led me on a whole new venture. And I discovered Saybrook University that was having a mind body medicine doctorate. And I was right in the realm of starting wanting to earn a doctorate. And so that's how it kind of began. But I saw my mom had tons and tons of trauma in her life, and that equated to many physical things and emotional things, and that was challenging in itself. And so just kind of, and for me it's divine intervention that God has led me to this place, and this was what I was always made to do. And so a couple years ago, and Gary, Jason, Aisha are the founders of Human Garage, and they were working in Venice, California. And it's fun, like Human Garage. What does that mean exactly? And so here they are in Venice, California, and they have 50 different practitioners, from massage therapists and chiropractors, and everybody's working on bodies, in a different way. And they just would see people coming back for the same issue. They'd be okay. They'd get them all, dialed in. And then a couple weeks later, they were back for the same exact issue. So at this, in 2018, 2012, but and beyond, there's a lot of new scientific research that was coming out about fascial, different things about the fascial system. And so we hear connective tissues, but it's so much more than I had ever imagined. And so they started to develop, and Gary himself he was in so much pain. He could barely walk. And we have watched him transform over at least the last 5 years from a dad bod to looking so much younger, so much more fit. And so in 2020 they started this. They closed down the garage, and they wanted people to be empowered. And that's part of my philosophy. I want people to be empowered so that they don't always have to rely on me, but I teach them tools that will be able to help them along the journey. And so I took a class in 2022. It's like a 1 hour class, and they said, just take a picture, a before and after picture. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever, 1 hour. Come on, give me a break. But I was like, all right, I'll play along. So we did it, and it was like in January. And it was literally a 1 hour class, and there was a significant difference in my face. And I was just like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So I started sending people to YouTube, and then last year, or maybe the year before, I said to our dear friend, Dr. Jenny, I said, if they ever do a coaching certification, I'm doing it. So sure enough, last year they started a coaching certification, and I signed up, and my life has not been the same since. It's like it's equal to learning recall healing, to my doctorate, to emotion code. It is a tool but I always felt like with recall healing, we helped understand the why. With emotion codes, something similar, you can get to those emotions, but we didn't move the body. And this moves the body. And that's why I love it, because you're moving the body. And so many times like you said, we are not aware of what is deep, buried deep inside of us. And so when we move the body and we breathe, it's amazing what can come out. And so that's kind of the long and short of it.
Well, it's interesting because when I think of movement, and kind of like I don't know if you've seen that video, that YouTube video of a polar bear being shot with a tranquilizer gun. and it shakes, and so that movement, basically, once the drug is done, he's just calm and cool and collected. He's just moved on. But that shaking, is what I understand helped him just get rid of that trauma. And animals do that all the time. When they shake, they get rid of it. But we as humans, we don't recognize that there's more to the moment that requires movement. When I look at human garage, there's no shaking, is there? It's more, almost kind of like a yoga. Or is there kind of like a, what would you call it, if we were, for those are for people that are listening and they want to learn more, what is it a combination of when we say human garage and movement?
So it's interesting. All that you just said is a huge impact. When I was in grad school, we certified with, well, I certified with the Center for Mind Body Medicine, and one of the techniques that we teach is shaking,
Yeah,
because in all of the indigenous populations of the world, they use shaking, and we hear people say, "Shake it off,"
shake
you
it
know.
off.
And literally shaking it off, and then dancing can be this beautiful thing with human garage. So in yoga, it's similar in terms of like, like it's similar, I would say. But yoga and many, many different movement techniques, they work on the linear. Whereas human garage understands that we are counter rotational beings, and that we are a pressurized system. And so strengthening and doing, the lengthening and stretching and all of that, that's great for certain things, but it can also cause like injuries. Where in human garage, we're working on the fascia. And the fascia is not just, we hear connective tissues, but it's really part of our biofield. It goes out 6 feet, and it becomes more and more dense as we move in. It surrounds our muscles, ligaments, tendons, bones, around and through all of our organs. It's really our communication. It's bioacoustic, bioelectric. I mean, it's amazing. And we are a pressurized system. And so if you think about air, and when you dive into the water, if you go down, deep too fast, your ears will pop. If you go up in an airplane, again, similarly, the pressure will, pop your ears, and or altitude. Well, we have about 14 pounds of pressure per square inch of our body. We can't, and that equals to about 2,000 pounds. We can't really feel this blanket that's actually laying on us, but our body is constantly trying to make up for it so that we can feel safe, so that we can relax, and we can get out of that sympathetic overdrive. And so the fascial system, it kind of looks like spider webs, but they're like little hydraulic tubes, and it's not activated unless we need it. And so if you have tension, if you have dis-ease, if you have emotions, these kinds of things, then the fascial system will activate, and it can squeeze around whatever it is to help us to make up for. It's constantly looking for that internal and external pressure. That's called biotensegrity. And so that is really what we're doing and so we have zones. Zone 1 is our head and our neck. Zone 2 is our torso, and zone 3 is our lower body.
Okay.
And our head is connected to our feet. Our shoulders are connected to our hips. It's not
Are we
it's
going to
not
sing the
just
song, hips,
it's not
bones
just
connected
this
to
one.
the?
It's true. It's very true. And so if we have a jaw, issue, then we might have something else, like in the ankle. If we have a shoulder issue, we might have a hip issue. And so when you twist and breathe, and so we use different kinds of breath work as we're moving, and it's not activating the musculoskeletal system. It's activating the fascial system, which is different. And so it's like 4 seconds. And so it's time under tension. So like a balloon, when you blow up a balloon and it brings in the air, you're literally moving air around the organs
Okay.
by breathing and by locking things into place.
Okay. So I want to go back. You said something that I had to write down while I was listening. first of all, the fascia, when I think of fascia, I think of it as saran wrap that holds the bone and the muscle together, correct? Or have I got
Partially,
that partially? Okay.
partially.
What else does the fascia do? So let's just do a quick little biology, bring it down to understanding.
So the fascia is a system that
Yes.
is very it's totally integrated with every aspect of every part of our body
Okay.
and beyond our body. So our biofield is actually fascia, but we
Okay,
don't
so
see
that
it.
biofield, that's the next thing that I just want to
Okay.
ask the question so I make sure that I understand it so that if I understand it, hopefully everybody else will understand it. So the fascia, you said the fascia biofield goes out 6 feet. So to me, that's a frequency. So does our fascia have a frequency? Is
Yes.
that our frequency that is attributed to the fascia?
Partially. So it is
Okay.
absolutely
I'm
like
partially
it's
getting
kind
it.
of it's all of that, Lily, and then
Yeah.
it creates this bigger understanding. And so it looks like spider webs, but they're like little tubes filled with what we call water, but it's like a gel-like substance. And so that gel is the same as what crystals are made of in nature.
Okay.
So when our body is not totally hydrated well, and that's through minerals because we also can't receive, because so many people tell me, oh, I drink enough water and I do all of this, but they can't receive the minerals. I mean, they can't receive the water because they don't have the minerals to actually absorb them. And so then our body gets hard and harder to and rigid,
Hmm.
just like rocks and crystal. And
Hmm.
so, yes, we feel it on the outside. So we can feel, we hear, we sense, we taste. It's part of all of that. It communicates, it receives, it holds, it does all of that. It's so much bigger than I ever understood. And so it goes through, it's like saran wrap, but more like spider webs, but with little gel. And in through the muscles, ligaments, tendons, bones, in between, it's the one thing that we can never remove.
Yeah.
So we cannot remove it. I mean, it goes in and around all of our organs, in and around our vascular system, our nervous system, our lymphatic system. So all of that is
Interesting.
part of the fascial system.
Interesting. So I thought of, because I know there are people that release fascia. They come in, they press on it, they use tools to scrape the fascia. And now you're saying that there is a movement we can do to release that fascial, whatever,
Tissue. Yeah,
tension,
exactly.
tissue, emotion. Okay. So I believe that I understand you now. I hope everybody give me the thumbs up if you two understand what we're talking about,
I
because this
understand.
is, yeah.
It's so big though. Like I literally when I was studying this, it was like another master's degree as I was studying it. And to realize like this is profound and it changes the way that I even understand recall healing at some level, but it's
Yeah.
still rooted. We can't even move. Everything is emotion. We can't even move without activating our fossil system.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to ask that question next. I mean, you have so many different tools, and I understand one size does not fit all. But this latest tool you said, I was going to ask you, has it changed the way that you look at healing? Have you looked at, like when you're sitting with someone that you're helping them either through recall healing or Ho'oponopono or, something else that you've mastered along the way, new German medicine, mind body medicine, all this stuff. Do you have this maneuvering in the background as your ace card, that hidden ace card in your sleeve?
You know, that's a great question, but still, for me, German New Medicine Recall Healing is still my foundation.
Okay.
And then Human Garage actually just totally complements it. And so even last weekend when I was teaching a workshop on recall healing, and the woman was asking about her neck, I was able to then go with a maneuver to help her release part of her neck. And so that's where it's been super beautiful to be able to give somebody a maneuver while they're working on the emotional component to understand this is the why behind why a person might have this particular diagnosis, this particular issue. And then this is how we can support it even more by moving it through.
Okay. So the next thing is when you're talking about someone healing and working on their traumas, working on their issues, do you have maneuvers for forgiveness? Do you have maneuvers for trauma, child abuse? Do you have maneuver, or does it all work as one?
So there's lots of different maneuvers for sure.
Yes.
I would say when somebody is working on like, forgiveness and those kinds of, I would walk them through the organ reset and I would give them affirmations because we breathe and we give affirmations and then we let go of the anger. We let go of the things that are challenging. We let go of the places that we couldn't speak our truth or we didn't live from our heart. So that's what I would use if somebody had something like that. We also have the belly button torque, which releases a
You
lot
twerk your belly button?
of torque.
I know, I heard you right. I was just playing with you.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and so we hold a lot of stress and trauma just from our birth experience. So we can do the belly button torque, we do the bladder torque, we have solar plexus torque. I mean, it's pretty amazing how much and there's something for everything.
And
So
when you're saying torque, you're talking about a human garage maneuver is called a torque.
is called a torque. Like there is like you're literally so normally when I'm doing just like a one maneuver, you pin and lock the skin, you move your body, you hold it in place and you breathe. And we have different kinds of breathing. And then we have these other kinds of maneuvers like the belly button torque where I would be putting my hand or the person can do it themselves.
Mhm.
You put your hand in your belly button and then
Your
you would
hand in your belly button or finger.
you're literally putting your
Oh,
your hand, face up,
okay.
okay? And
Face
then you're
up.
moving diagonally to that,
Okay.
okay? I was like, sorry, you're moving your thumb towards the ceiling, so pushing in, moving up, okay? And
Okay.
then you just keep moving it around, and then you breathe into that. You can also take your other hand behind, okay, behind, so you're like behind your belly button, and you're doing that clockwise. So you hold it and lock it, and then you can breathe into the mouth, out through the mouth, and then you kind of feel. Are you feeling a little loosening in your belly button?
I don't know if I'm doing it right. I want to, do you do these classes? Are you doing
I
classes?
I am starting to do these classes and in person and also I'm gonna do I'm putting together like a retreat also, but I'm starting we're in the middle of April right now, but I'm doing a 28-day reset, but I'll be doing another one in the summertime,
Okay.
to guide people through. We do a 28-day reset. I did one in January that was really profound. I've been doing these maneuvers literally every single day for a year. The cool thing about it is that you don't need an hour to do them.
How
You do
long?
the
How long does
stress
it take?
reset
Yeah.
takes, it doesn't take more than a half an hour. And you could
Okay.
do it like, the stress reset. You could do little maneuvers all day long. So, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. I find myself in the car doing the shoulder, the elbow torque or the shoulder release, or I'm in the market and I'm just twisting my body and I'm breathing. So I'm going to be guiding people to do these, to walk with them. When I did this, for the 28 days, I even saw some profound changes in my attitude and just releasing certain things and
Okay.
so and I got to go to a deeper immersion and so just it kind
Wow, you're really diving deep into this. Okay, so next question that I feel that I would want to know is, are these maneuvers creating muscle growth? For example, you're sitting there, you're creating tension and releasing tension, but does that improve your muscle tone? Does it do other things as well as releasing trauma, emotion? Will it do other
So,
things?
so the goal is to allow our body to flow better. We
Okay.
are not activating the musculoskeletal
Okay.
system. We're activating the fascial system. And it's time under pressure. And so what happens when you work on the fascia, many things transform.
Yeah.
My posture has improved.
Okay.
I have a waistline that, I'm 58 years old. I never had a waistline. Even when I was my thinnest, I still was like straight up and down. I have a waistline. I have some definition, but it's just from working on the fascia, I'm not working on the muscles. I'm working on the fascia and I walk and I do some other, other things, but by and large, that is my practice. So
Interesting. Yeah.
so it makes a big difference overall, but it's working on the fascia and not working on the musculoskeletal
So I
system.
get that. So let me rephrase the question. As we work on our fascia, can our muscles improve? The answer to that is, it sounds like a
Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so now that I rephrased the question, yeah, because when you're spending half an hour doing something like with yoga, I don't know if yoga can create nicer muscles in the body or a firmer, toner body, but I do know a lot of people that do yoga and they love it. So it's always nice to know that there are multiple benefits to doing one maneuver, for example.
Mhm.
So I've seen it in you. I mean, I just recently saw some pictures of you and I thought, I have never seen you. I've known you for a while now, and I've never seen you look this fit.
Well, it's hilarious, Lily,
That's
because
why I'm asking,
my mom said the same thing. And she's known me for quite a long
a
time.
lot longer than me,
And
for
and
sure.
one of my doctor friends said, "Have you seen Michelle?" And they said, "We've never seen Michelle look so amazing." And my mom's like, "Yeah, me neither." And so literally, and along with this walk has come, this whole progress, not perfection, that I really live by. And so it's allowed me to clean up a little bit more and do some more things. And I even have focused on eliminating clothing that is not good for me. So I've been trying my best not to buy anything that is not, cotton or linen or wool. It's can be quite challenging because so many of our clothes are plastic, and
Mhm.
and if I still have some things that I wear, I also work on the energy around that and I transform anything that I put on my body to sheer, beautiful, organic cotton. And I muscle test, and it's been amazing. So learning all of these skills, and it's kind of fun.
Can you tell now why I call her Inspector Gadget? Because she has so many different tools in her toolkit. That's what I love about Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson. I absolutely love her, trust her, and really consider her one of my experts when it comes to the spirit, body, mind connection. And I go to her a lot for my connection within myself. Even coaches need coaches. So I am just thrilled that I want to encourage you to go to whenyouneedafriend.com because you'll be able to watch this class over and over and over again so that you can at least explain what human garage is and how we can release emotion through movement. And this is the movement we're talking about. So go to whenyouneedafriend.com while you're there. Please like and follow the website. So subscribe to the website. It's a two-step process. Make sure that when you get that email, it could be in your junk mail, make sure you approve it and say, yes, I did sign up because we want to make sure that we are in alignment with what is required. And so also we want to encourage you to share this video with everybody because, friends that learn together, stay together, they grow together, and stays young. I truly believe that. I like to align myself with people that love to grow as well. And so I want to encourage you to share this video so that everybody that you know can learn about this human garage. We're going to maybe do some maybe maneuvers that she can explain so that people that are listening on podcasts people that listen on podcasts can come and join us at any time to see some of the maneuvers that she's going to be sharing in a little bit. But make sure that when you go to whenyouneedafriend.com, again, that you look at all the social media and follow us there. And also check out my Shop Now bag. My Shop Now bag are all Lily approved products. And I was just thinking about doing the Vision Body and doing a human garage with my Vision Body, see how that works. And I have not shared anything about the Vision Body yet with Dr. Michelle, but I will maybe after the class today, because today we are talking about human garage maneuvers and how to release emotions through movement. And so that's one of the things that you can do. So you can go to my Shop Now bag and look at all the Lilly approved products. We're giving away a 30-day free trial for Brain Tap and all these different things. So just go and explore the different ways that you can be an enrolled student in the classroom or learn more from the classroom. Finally, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom. And I'm asking for this year that you give up something either small or big so that you can help donate to the classroom. This class is free to you, but it costs me a lot. And so I just ask that you put your thumbprint in the classroom and donate anything that you can, even that $5 cafe latte that you're having every day, just one a month if you want, or even the whole month, go free for 1 month. So you can donate $1, $1,000 a month, or a one-time donation to help the classroom grow. Give of your time, your talent, your treasure. Like I said, putting emojis, making comments, and also sharing this class. This is how we will beat all the algorithms from keeping this information out there. So today we have Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson. You can find her at soultreetransformations.com. And there you will find more about human garage and the movements that she has grown to love. And I've seen a huge, huge change in you. So well done, Dr. Michelle.
Thank you very much. Like I said, we definitely have to keep going, and it's
Yes.
progress, not perfection.
So do you know when you're going to do your class, or are you doing like online lessons that I could join? Because I really want to learn about this.
So the coolest thing is that there is a Human Garage app, and you can jump in that way, and it's a pay by what you want to do. They have many, many things like that. I am starting to do more classes myself online, in person, giving some workshops. I'm going to be on the beach next weekend, and I'm going to do a class on the beach, and that's the
Nice.
most amazing thing. So I'm gonna do that, and like I said, I've been doing the 28-day reset, and I'm gonna do that throughout the year. I think I'm gonna do it maybe quarterly for
Okay.
people to be able to come, and you learn a little bit at a time, no more than a half an hour commitment. And so you
Mhm.
learn a maneuver, you learn some philosophy. I also include recall healing. So if we're doing twisty wristy, for instance, then I share about what it might be if you have wrist issues in your in your life, about feeling stuck in the middle, or feeling pushed aside, or having to be the mediator, these kinds of things. And so that's how I really have integrated recall healing with Human Garage, and giving like one more avenue to be able to explore.
Now, would you be willing? I'm not going to put you on the spot, but maybe I will. Would you be willing to do a private class with me and my viewers, my followers, friends in the classroom,
Of
whoever
course,
would like to
I'd be
join?
happy to do that.
Okay, we'll talk afterwards, and then
Okay,
maybe we can announce it later. But stay
sure.
tuned. So, any of you who are watching or listening, either today, tomorrow, whatever, as soon as you watch this, just text me at 407-373-5959. You want to be included in this class, or Lily at whenyouneedafriend.com, because when we do this on Zoom, we'll be able to do it from all over the world. So I'm excited to bring, well, this is just stay tuned because Dr. Michelle and I are going to talk afterwards because I don't want to put her on the spot. And we're going to talk afterwards and we'll see how we can create win-win with all of us so that we can just start the process, maybe even do something more. So I am excited about it. I will tell you, Dr. Michelle, I am not fond of yoga. I do not know why. The only kind of yoga that I have tried in the past that I loved was Kundalini yoga because it
I'm
was more breathing and
so funny. That's
what?
exactly me, Lily. Like I took as part of my PhD, there was movement. I really resonated with Qigong. I really liked it, but for whatever reason, I've done a little bit, but not, gotten super into it. Yoga, I really, really loved the singing and the
Yeah.
breathing. But like philosophically and there's just diverse kinds of thoughts about it, and so I never really resonated with it. When I started learning about human garage, because the philosophy is so different and it's really about moving the body, moving emotions out, it's exactly what I do in my life. That was like, this is it. This is which I never have been, super, other than playing softball, pickleball, those kinds of things. I've been always like, I love doing that. This has been a practice. This has allowed me to actually go deeper with my own spirituality, not because I'm doing something that way, but because I'm tuning in with my body, it allows me to have a deeper connection with the divine. And so I started even getting up in the morning with the sunrise and doing maneuvers in the morning before I even start my day. And the other day, I was blessed to be able to do it in the morning, and I caught the sunset and did some more maneuvers in the evening too.
Wow.
It was really amazing. So it's been really, that part has been super transformational also.
Well, I'm excited to have our conversation afterwards because, I just want to try because we tried it one time and, it's really hard to when I have a limited room to try to do this with you. But I would love to have like a whole area where we could do this from all over the world. You can join us. So again, just email me or text me and let me know that you want in. That way we'll send you an invitation and let you know all the details of doing this event with Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson. Okay, so like I said, yoga just doesn't resonate with me, with the exception of a few other things. Is there any contraindication of people, that maybe people that just can't do this, first of all? Second of all, is there like if when somebody can't do human garage, is there like a telltale sign in their body that says, this is not for you, and why? I don't know. I don't know if
The
I'm
answer is absolutely not. Everybody can do it.
okay.
And we modify it. So the coolest thing is that you can't do it wrong, can't hurt yourself.
Okay, good.
And so there's no counter indications. So I love that.
Yes.
And we honor wherever you are in your body. And so if it means that you can't stand and do it, okay, sit and
Okay, there we go. That's mainly my question.
yeah,
What are the limitations that somebody has that they can and cannot do that? If somebody is chair bound or they're bed bound, how do you can you adapt it to this as
for
well?
sure. You can
So,
do it that way. You can do it laying down. You can do it in bed. If you can do it detoxing. I was in a big detox a couple weeks ago, and I was doing the organ reset. and I was breathing as I was laying, and I was letting go of anger, and I was letting go of grudges, and I was letting go of fear, and so just by breath work, it's energy. You don't even have to do anything. You can think about it and you're still having an impact on your body. And that's what I love. It's energy. Everything is energy. And so as we move, and we can move our body through imagining, through energy, by warming up our hands. We're literally warming up our fascia, and then we can put them on different aspects of our body and using our breath work. So there is no way you can hurt yourself. There's no wrong way of doing it. And little bit at a time, you'll be in a very different place. And really, Gary was super sick. One of the founders was super sick as he was going through this process. And he was in bed sometimes from doing, like, from the detox aspect. So you can slow it down, you can speed it up, it's like you honor where you're at. That's what I always say anyway. You honor where you're at. We meet you where you are. I recently started doing some hands-on maneuvers. And the other day, my husband had, his neck was really bothering him. I did some hands-on maneuvers with him, and he felt so much better the rest of the day. And so it was like, oh, this is really cool. And that confidence
Power,
is
power for
growing.
the people.
It's so fun to be able to have tools that actually work pretty quickly.
And your hands are free. It's like sometimes we have to buy all these equipment that will cost so much and it just sits there in the corner, but your hands are always with you. If
Your
this is
hands
warming
are
up my
always with you.
fascia,
You have 10 organs, you have 10 fingers. Every finger is linked to an organ. You have over 200 bones in your body. Half of them are in your hands and feet. I'm like, the things that I have learned in this last year has been like amazing. So if you're literally just, one of my clients was a massage therapist, and for years she had an issue with her thumb. And so I just gave her a maneuver where had her take her hand, so it was her right hand that had the thumb issue, take her left hand, wrap it around the thumb, twist it, bring it in, and like kind of pull it up apart, and then pull it to the side and breathe, just holding it here and breathing. And then in through the nose, out through the mouth. She texted me the
in through the
next day.
nose, out through the mouth, or
First
in
in through the mouth, out through the mouth, then in through the nose, out through the mouth. The body likes it in 3, 6, 9, so you can do it 3, 6, or 9. And she emailed me the next day. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. And even like that afternoon, when after at the end, she's like, my thumb doesn't hurt. It's amazing. So moving the fascia, you actually open up a lot of things, and including your organs by working on your fingers. So,
okay, so the thumb is connected to what organ?
thumb is connected to your lungs.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to take this off.
Hmm.
Teach us so let's say somebody has breathing problems, asthma, or anything to that effect. What can they do with their thumb? And is it the left thumb, the right thumb, what?
You would do both. You would do
Both.
both
So you
thumbs.
do
Okay.
both, you balance
Right?
it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
So
definitely do
listen up.
that.
She's going to teach us what to do.
Okay, so you're going to take your right hand
And I'm going to
out.
pin
Well,
you
first
up.
of all,
I'm going to pin
let's,
you so that
okay,
people can see you big.
okay. So first, let's warm up our hands,
Okay.
and just warm them up. Okay, and then clap. Okay, and now hold that energy. Do you feel the tingling?
Yes.
That's activating your fascia.
Mm.
Okay, and so you're gonna hold your right hand out. Okay, straight in front of you.
Are we
You're
going to
gonna
do the hokey pokey?
Yes, and then we're gonna take our left hand, and we're going to wrap it around our finger, and we're going to uh pull, like, rotate it like you're doing a motorcycle. You're gonna rotate it towards you. Okay, then you're gonna pull your hand into you, and like you're pulling your thumb, like the skin off. Okay. And then you're going to take your right elbow all the way to your right side, keeping your body straight. Okay. Your head is forward. Bend your knees if you're standing up, and you're going to breathe in and out of the mouth 3 times. Big breaths. Now in through the nose, out through the mouth 3 times, and release and walk around. You can walk in a figure eight. That allows the fascia to actually integrate the movement that you have done. You can, even if you stand in place, you can move your arms in a figure eight. You're just allowing your body to integrate what you just did.
Okay.
And then check in. And now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So take your left hand out
Okay,
to,
before we do that, because I'm doing this behind the scene because I want everybody to see Dr. Michelle do it instead of seeing me being a goofball. So, when she's breathing, it's canceling out the noise. But so you may want to say breathe first breath, second breath, or just know that when she says breathe in, you're going to hold it. How do you hold it, or do you release it right away?
just like in that one, you're just breathing in and out. I'll guide them through. I
Okay.
thought that they might be able to see me, but or
Yeah.
hear me, but
No.
definitely thanks for letting me know that.
Yes.
So you're going to put your left hand out. Okay. You're going to take your right hand to your thumb, pull it towards your body. Okay. Pull your elbows into your chest. You're going to kind of take your right hand and you're literally pulling that skin off, and then take your left elbow all the way to the left side as far as you can go, keeping your body straight in front of you, your hips straight, okay, and your head straight in front of you. And now let's breathe in 3 times, in through the mouth, out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. And now in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1, 2, and 3. I felt my back pop. So thank you, Lily. Okay, and now we're going to release and just let if you don't have any room, just allow your hands to swing and just go in a figure eight, and just allow that integration and breathe and notice any changes that you might feel in your body. So you can go on and do all of the organs a similar way, but you know, time.
No, for saving time. I mean, that's a great one. And you had mentioned something about, stress. And is there like a quick movement that you can teach us? Because the vagal nerve has become the biggest, the most important nerve. And is there anything that will help release the vagal nerve, or just help reduce stress? That's
So
quick.
every single thing that we do releases stress. Okay. And so the stress reset, we have a stress reset that is about 15 minutes, and you go through totally twisted and many things. We have also a vagus nerve reset. And so there's the jaw release. There's all kinds of things, but we can do the vagus nerve reset right now.
Is it
And but
easy?
actually I think what might be even better, and it's super easy,
What is
and
it?
it's kind of, like we're here, so let's do that. So
Okay.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right foot over our left foot. So
Okay.
you're okay.
I'm going to pin you again, so you're not
Okay.
going to
Hit
see
me
me.
again. Okay. And whenever we do these maneuvers, you're going to pull in your belly button, kind of like to your pelvis and your spine into the belly button. So you're kind of holding all of that in and so you take a breath and you breathe that in. Okay. Now you're going to take your right hand to your left shoulder, your left hand to your right shoulder. You're going to take your right thumb, okay, and you're going to put it on the inside of your mouth. We call this the palate swipe. And you're only going to do it from the right side, sweeping up and over to the left, okay? And breathe in and out through your nose. So let's do it together. So into your mouth, take it and press in. One, okay? Two, three, four, five, and one more time, six. And take a big breath. And then just kind of walk or allow your body to integrate that. And we live in a right dominant world. When you do that, when you do the palate swipe, it it calms your body immediately. It it brings balance, it grounds you, it opens up your eyes, your jaw. It allows it, I mean, so many things. It's kind of amazing just from that simple technique. And so that's why I like them because they're simple, easy,
So we don't
done.
have to do the left side now?
No, it's only the right side because we live in such a dominant world. There's only a couple maneuvers that are only one side. That's one of them.
Nice. I'm going to do that one. If you do that every day, that maneuver alone, it will help create a
Calms
balance.
your body, gets you out of
Okay.
sympathetic overdrive.
I will tell you that never in the 63 years of my life have I ever done that, except maybe when I was a baby. I don't know. But to touch the roof of my mouth with my thumb and swipe right to left, I've never done that. Especially, because I noticed that when I put my and this is like maybe a technique type of thing or body posturing thing, that as soon as I put my arm around and I started doing what you asked me to do, I noticed that my spine kind of like collapsed. And then I had to remind myself to keep that belly button and spine together. Are there other tips that you can share really quick about things to know and remember when doing human garage movements?
So as you practice, it really is just about that. And so you'll start to notice these are the patterns, these torque patterns really was what we call them, and the way that we have operated in the world. But each of these, like that particular one, it's emulating when we're in utero. And so these kinds of things that we're doing actually get us back to those first stages and to release trauma that may have been there and then throughout our life. And so our palate is what we grab, what we catch. And so this is a way to balance and to calm our nervous system down. And so that's, these techniques the maneuvers have been designed literally to get us out of sympathetic overdrive. And within doing 7 minutes, 70% of the stress has been released from our body.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm excited about this. And what excites me even more is that I trust you and that you have become an expert in this. So this is even, it's like a double bonus. Now, if anybody's watching or listening today, which I know they are, or tomorrow or the next day or in the future, what words of advice would you say if they say, oh, this is hokey pokey or whatever, or hocus pocus? What would you say about the science and validity of how it all came together with science and validity to what you're saying?
Well, there is science now that shows that the fascia is super intelligent. And that for me and so my go-to all the time is when somebody says, oh, it's woo-woo. Everything is energy in this world. And as we understand that everything is energy and we're simply moving the energy in our body, we're moving the tension. If you have pain, if you have discomfort, if you have anxiety or anything that you feel on a regular basis, why not give it a try? What do you have to lose? And if it doesn't work, you don't like it, no problem. Keep going. That's what I always say.
Oh, well, I love it because, it's not so much what we have to lose because people, think that way. I'm thinking what we will gain.
For sure.
What we will gain just by trying it. And that's why I say, that we need to take ownership of our life. You're trying it, but you trying it is not going to do me any good. I need to try it so that I can have my own perspective of it. And I'm excited. And stay tuned because I am going to, right after this conversation, we're going to talk about it and pinpoint a date. And I will create a video with Dr. Michelle to an invitation that we can have. And sometime maybe we can do it. You know what? I am not 63 yet. I'm 62. I just advanced to it. Maybe we could do it for my birthday. We can do
That'd
a
be
May birthday kind of
awesome.
celebration for this if you have the time. You are so busy. But thank you so much for sharing. I love the fact that you could say, I know all these maneuvers. I know all these truths. I know all these techniques. I have all these tools and would have completely missed this new tool that you have. So good on you, Dr. Michelle, that you're not done growing and you're not done learning. Because I always say, if you think you're done growing and that you know everything, put a chalk line around you because you are dead. That is the way I look at learning new things. So thank you for bringing this to all of us today so that we can learn and grow with you too. So thanks.
Is such a pleasure, and it's what keeps me going.
I'm excited. And so thank you so much. And thank you all for watching today or listening today. Just know, stay tuned. We're going to be giving you a date that we're going to be doing this together. And there will be more room so we can see her entire body. And we'll be able to hear Dr. Michelle. And we can do it from the privacy of our own room, our own computer with Dr. Michelle. Okay, so thank you so much and stay tuned. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyounneedafriend.com. This is Lily McDermott and Dr. Michelle LaMasa-Dawson, PhD, wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Good job. Good job.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.